My girlfriend demanded I choose between her and my dog, so I made my choice and she immediately regretted it. We'd been together for 2 years when she gave me the ultimatum. I came home from work to find her standing in the living room with her arms crossed and my dog Rusty cowering in the corner. She pointed at him and said, "It's either me or that mutt. You have 5 seconds to decide." I didn't even need one. I walked straight to Rusty, picked up his leash, and headed for the door. She actually laughed and said, "You're seriously choosing a dog over me," thinking I'd turn around and apologize. Instead, I looked her dead in the eye and said, "Rusty has never lied to me, never manipulated me, and never made me feel like garbage for loving what I love." Her face turned red as I continued packing Rusty's food and toys into a bag. She started backtracking immediately, saying she was just testing me to see if I really loved her, that she didn't mean it. I told her, "Congratulations, you got your answer." She blocked the door and said we could work this out, that she'd try harder with Rusty. What she didn't know was that I'd installed a camera in the living room 2 weeks prior because Rusty kept getting mysterious injuries. I pulled out my phone and showed her the footage. There she was, kicking Rusty when he tried to greet her, shoving him into his crate, and throwing a shoe at his head while screaming at him to shut up. Her face went white. She stammered that it wasn't what it looked like, that she was just frustrated because he was always in the way. I saved the videos to the cloud right in front of her and told her if she ever contacted me again, I'd send them to everyone she knew, including her family and her job where she bragged about being an animal lover. She tried grabbing my phone, but I pulled it back and Rusty actually growled at her, the first time I'd ever heard him do that. I pushed past her and left. I stayed with my best friend while I figured things out, and Rusty slept in bed with me every night like he was afraid I'd disappear. My friend helped me find a new apartment that allowed dogs. 2 weeks after I moved out, my ex started blowing up my phone with texts saying she made a mistake, that she loved me, that she'd go to therapy. I blocked her on everything. Then she showed up at my new place somehow, crying on my doorstep saying she couldn't live without me. I opened the door with Rusty beside me, and he immediately started barking at her. I told her she had 10 seconds to leave before I called the cops and showed them the videos of her abusing my dog. She called me a psycho and stormed off. A month later, I ran into her sister at the grocery store who told me my ex had been telling everyone I was abusive and controlling. Her sister apologized and said she didn't believe it because my ex had a history of lying and playing the victim. Apparently, after we broke up, my ex tried dating some new guy and pulled the same move, told him to choose between her and his cat, and he dumped her on the spot too. Her sister said the family was actually relieved I got out because they all saw how manipulative she was. I thanked her and went home to Rusty, who was waiting by the door like always. I gave him the biggest steak I could afford that night.